Holy cow, do I get pictures?
That's a lot of pictures.
Well, you know.
Oh, you're back in Spain again.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really talk to you.
Oh, we didn't do Spain, huh? Oh, man.
Did we even do Tucson? We said we were in Tucson. Yeah, we interviewed
Yes.
Scott and Rebecca.
Yeah.
So, and that's on this week. This will air as we return from CBC. This will.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
But we will have to record some CBC content.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wow. With a whole bunch of guildies.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Arizona is a wildly beautiful place, brimming with over 100 brewing companies. I'm Rob Fulmer, the Executive Director of the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild. I'm joined by Deputy Director Andrew Bauman. Together we cover the state, bringing you the best of what's happening at our breweries and beyond. Welcome to Arizona Beer Frontier.
With a whole bunch of guildies.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
It depends on what you can fit in your car, Andrew.
It depends on the quality of the equipment that we are going to bring all the way across the country. One state away.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're up for packing one of these giant suitcases, but I don't know. What are you bringing up? You're going to sleep in your car?
Yeah.
Are you going to sleep in your car?
Yeah.
It's like I'm scolding you.
So the question that was on the on Slack just now was who's arriving on Saturday.
Right.
I haven't really decided, but also I don't know where I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy enough in Arizona. Like,
right.
Everything is BLM or National Forest. You just sleep wherever you want.
I suspect that in Las Vegas, people sleeping in their cars is looked at differently than...
I think you're right. I agree. Like, I could get an RV space.
Yeah.
There's plenty of RV parks in that town.
Yeah.
And they're cheap.
Yeah. Do they look differently upon you as a what do they call you?
A nomad? An overlander?
No, like a car camper?
A car camping? I don't know. I've never done it before, so.
They probably have a nickname for it, you'd think, right? In the RVing community?
I mean, but they also have tent spaces at some of these RV parks.
Yeah, okay. So they got a name for that too, I'm sure.
Tent camping. They don't really have one for car camping, sleeping in your car.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be there on Saturday night. Maybe I won't. I might stay in Arizona until Sunday and then zip over Sunday morning to be at disc golf at 10 a.m. It's not hard.
No, you have a car.
You have a car. And it's not that far from Arizona, apparently. I was looking at the map and I'm like, damn, that is close.
Yeah. So.
Geography of, I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
Hey, Rob.
I have every intention of, Andrew Bauman got me right in the middle of my thought. I have every intention of being very efficacious with our time when it comes to talking about my beer-related and unbeer-related trips abroad, but we'll see. There are some things to talk about in general. In my trip to Madrid, accompanying my wife on her business trip, she has a couple of these every year, and I don't always get to go. So when I get to go, it's good. So I get to talk a little bit about the city of Madrid. We also went to Avila and Segovia. Side trips. Those are more touristy things.
Okay. What makes them more touristy?
Well, it's funny when you're in Madrid, like top things to do is like get the fuck out of the city, go somewhere else. Like, right? No, like, I don't know. Okay. As long as it's just a conversation and not a structured program here, we're just going to ramble. As always, the town, Avila is a state and a city, town. One of the kingdoms that together make Spain. So they're listed as the independent territory of Avila. I don't know.
That's so wild.
So their claim to fame is they have like a 2.5 kilometer walled city, and the wall is completely intact, and it looks like it's pristine. It looks old, but it does not look in any disrepair. It's still functional. Some buildings are abutting it, and some actually are part of the wall, the back end of the apse of a church. Got to make sure I said that correctly.
Apse. A-P-S-E?
Yeah, it's the rounded back side of a church. Huh. The rounded.
Cool.
Not trying to make that a connection, but yeah. The funny thing is, in college, I took Romanesque architecture kind of as a throwaway credit.
Oh,
and like you learn about most of the architecture of the time was surrounded around churches. Those are the permanent structure that exists, and it took a lot of effort. And so, yeah, Romanesque, and then there was the Gothic phase, and then I don't know what came after that. I didn't sign up for the other classes, but when you talk about Romanesque architecture, you're always comparing and contrasting to the later Gothic period. So I know a lot about buildings because of that, and I know about the rough ages of buildings, and also Spain was conquered by the Moors. It took 900 years to
get them back out.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there are telltale signs of Moorish architecture.
One would think after 900 years.
Not so much in Madrid, further south, more prominent. It was a little bit less populated with people of Moorish descent as you go north or avoid the coast. But simply put, the Gothic architecture has, on their vaulted ceilings, they have a lot of ribs that are visible, and they also have outside buttresses, the things that sort of support the roof from the outside. They look like ribs on the outside of a church, and then they have, that's kind of the difference.
Cool.
And the Moorish stuff is the more round windows and geometric representations, because the Muslim culture does not depict animals or people, because they equate that to being godlike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only pictures of gods.
No, only.
Oh.
You cannot represent those.
Right.
You can only. So if you're decorating something, you can't put animals and stuff.
Only plants. Decorations with plants.
No, just geometric shapes.
Shapes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rules.
I didn't make them.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we went there, and we went to Segovia, and I saw a saint's finger.
A recent one?
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I guess it depends on context.
Yeah.
Was it a living saint standing there? They just gave you the finger, or what?
No, this was in the 1500s.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty old.
Yeah. So they had an earthquake. Her crypt was, St. Teresa was the only crypt that wasn't damaged. So they
made her a saint.
And they took her body parts and put them in various cities to protect the cities.
Piece by piece.
I have very much discomfort telling you that story. I don't know why. It just seems really.
They just sawed her into pieces and sent the pieces across the country.
So
island.
We
Kingdoms.
primarily went. Well, I mean, Brenda went for a high level meeting amongst 10, 12 airlines, and she manages as part of her function when you get on a plane and the plane isn't going to go where you want it to go because there's a mechanical or scheduling or weather. When they reschedule, they use inter-airline agreements. And so that was talking about how they hand off various payment systems and scheduling and credit. And as you can imagine, it gets very complicated. So apparently it takes a couple meetings every year. So
to keep things straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when they do calls, like, if they don't meet in person, they're all on different time zones. So somebody's got to get up at 3 a.m. So the first day we went to a museum to see Pablo Picasso's Guernica, which is I'm showing you pictures, but it's
it'll be on the YouTubes.
Yeah, it will. So it was a reaction to the Spanish, the bombing by the Nazis of Guernica, and this art museum is more modern art. It talks about Cubism and There was also some Dalis there.
Do they talk about Fauvism?
What?
Fauvism?
Fauvism?
Fauvism.
I'm not sure. I don't know what that is.
Henry
Did you take a credit?
Henry
at school?
Matisse. No, it was in my trivia last week.
Oh, okay.
No one got it.
I wouldn't have got that. Well, Matisse was all right. Whatever.
That was in the 40s.
So we did that the first day.
Nice.
And, so I tried to visit some breweries, but the actual breweries. Well, first of all, because it's a tied house state, or tied house country, every tavern is called a cerveceria because they have tied house beers. It's either Mahau or Aguila, which is Heineken, or one of 4 or so brands, and typically you will get 1 or 2 of their beers. That's it. So, like, literally the old TV trope. Hey, I'll have a beer.
That's it.
Yeah, I ordered a beer menu, and I got a beer and I got a piece of cheese. It's not a menu, but I'll take it because there wasn't really much choice. Or sometimes they don't give you the choice, even though they might have a few other offerings, and so it's not beer culture. And this is what happens when you have a tied house situation, or you have market conditions that don't allow for small independent breweries. Now,
for a vigorous craft beer environment.
Yeah, right. So, you might think, oh, well, that kind of sucks for you as a beer guy in this vacation, or not vacation. I guess it was partly a vacation, but I worked as well. So you go there, and I mentioned the almost everywhere you go and you get a drink, you will get some snack. It might be a small, bowl half the size of a coaster full of nuts, or, literally just any kind of offering.
Cheese, crostini.
Yeah. So,
tapas culture,
or little sausages, But yeah, it's just enough to sort of round everything off, and
that's hospitality.
Totally. So you're soon gonna forget they only have one kind of beer, especially since they also have many fine regional wines. If you like, they had a Ribera. If you like Barbera, if you like these not too sweet, not very jammy, not very tannicky red wines, good. And they also drink vermouth.
That sounds like the worst. I mean, both those things sound the worst now. So drinking vermouth sounds disgusting. And
you don't like drinking wine?
I do, but I like high tannic, very jammy.
Oh, yeah.
And also not sweet wines.
Yeah. And I didn't even get into the whites, so the white wines. Vermouth. It's sweet vermouth. It's not dry vermouth. But they serve it by the glass over ice. It looks like a Diet Coke or
That's
a Coke.
so wild.
And it's fortified with some herb, right?
Like vermouth. Yeah.
So that's popular there. And of course, what's the fortified sweetened wine they sell? They sell it here too. Sangria. Sangria is big there. So,
Is it the same as here? Because here it's just take wine and add juice to it.
Excuse me. No, it's not the same. They add lots of different spices, and it's really garnished to a high level. And
I get that. Like I know that sangria can be very good. I think that generally what you get when you go to places here is just a watered down version of it. But hey,
there you go.
Get your party on, everybody.
That looks like one of those Chinese lanterns on this drink.
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing Andrew a picture of the sangria, and there's your vermouth.
Whoa, that is incredible.
Yeah, look at that. And those are chicharrones. And my wife ate 2, and she's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "This is pig skin."
That's pork.
She thought it was chips.
Was
of
she
some
surprised?
Kind.
Did she like it?
No,
She did not like it.
No.
Oh, shucks. She doesn't ethically oppose.
I don't know.
Those meat. Okay.
Don't get into it.
We don't need to get into it.
I don't get into it. So all those places are cervecerias, right? And they have some places, the first place we went to had a bunch of Belgian style beers. So it wasn't a tied house, but it was called cerveceria.
Oh.
So we had that.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. And the jamon, the Iberico pork, sliced thin, usually a little drier. I've had the more typical, a little bit greasier, and then I also had the high end acorn fed, super aged, dry. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Bravo!
Yeah, good stuff.
Sounds nice.
So that's the other highlight. They're tapas, and if you've had tapas in the United States, it is not even close about the variety, or at least the focus, because it is that jamon. It is sardines, preserved fish, smoked fish. Went to an open market where it's kind of touristy, but you can just walk around and see empanadas. You can see it, and you just pick out a few, and sometimes they're just a couple of euro. So
cool.
you can and like a plate of that high end acorn fed jamon is $30. So
sure.
It can be spendy too.
Sure.
And all it is just that. You might get a cracker or two in there, but like the cracker ratio to the meat ratio is, well, way off.
They've got a goal, and that is get that meat.
Yeah.
Get that meat.
So if you're going, look for a brewery that says Fabrica, which manufacturing.
Yeah.
But even they might be, they're open for brewing and stuff. If they have any kind of public interface, they don't open till like 7 p.m. So, you're not going to cover a lot of ground, and they're and you're not going to get the brewery experience, because if they're open at 7 p.m.,
everyone else is gone.
Yeah. And you're not, I don't even know. I wasn't able to go. So I don't even know if you can see it.
You mentioned it was out of town.
Well, a little further. Yeah. I hadn't really mastered the metro there,
Mastering the metro.
Yeah. And the public transportation aspect. All cashless. You either use your transport card or your credit card. And you can buy the pass that works for both.
Trains and buses?
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to be able to read that Google Maps thing, and it's still a little frustrating to me. I don't know how often you used it where they give you the schedule, and it's cool, and it tells you how often those trains are, it tells you how many stops and lists them all, but like once the walking portion, it doesn't give you turn by turn. You have to kind of zoom in and go, I'm going this way. And there's no way, obviously, for it to tell you what to expect once you're in the subway station.
Right.
You really have to be aware of which direction and the name of the train, which direction it's going, and find the right side. Yeah. It's still, needs some work. But
that AI pin, that pin thing?
Yeah.
It's hot right now.
Oh,
apparently it does, like, you can use the AI function of it to tell you when the next train's coming, which track, like everything.
Yeah.
I
just
crazy.
saw one that was reviewed, and they just tore into it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like a phone
not ready for prime time, and it's $700, so that's a little crazy. But
yeah, it's interesting because the one I saw, there was some people were like, why are you like destroying a company with your review? It's like, it's very reminiscent of the early craft beer days. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Why are you destroying Bellbank Park with your early review? What?
Yeah. So of note, we went to also a Ernest Hemingway bar, and let me tell you, that guy, he probably died of some alcohol function.
I don't know.
But if he didn't die of that, he probably died of diabetes, because his drink daiquiri and his specially Papa Hemingway daiquiri, I don't know, very, very sweet. Like, I don't know. Like, He also frequented the oldest continuously owned restaurant in the world. I did not get to get in. It's called Botín. I didn't. We weren't able to get in.
But you just toured it.
No,
You just looked at it.
Just kind of whisk
like,
you
oh,
away.
look, there it is.
You can't even have a drink there. But the place I did have the most fun as a craft beer experience was called, what was it called? La Osita. And they sell Oso beers, but OSO as in the bear.
Like the bear.
Yeah. But it was funny because I got there and I texted the
little bear, La Osita?
Yeah, I texted a bunch of the guys from Oso, and I said, hey, it's La Osita, so technically it's a little O's. And I'm not sure where they contract their beers from, but I know they're more American style. I had some other Madrid craft beer at some restaurants. I don't know if it was treated well or not. I wasn't really impressed, but this place I was pretty happy with.
I see a lot of cans on the screen.
Yeah,
Did they have draft?
They had draft and they had cans.
Did they have a line cleaning date on the screen?
No.
On the chalkboard? No?
No.
I mean, it's just a legit question. I don't know if that's the thing that's important to them.
I don't think so. But you can see they had sardines and pulpo, octopus. I've had a lot of octopus in the last couple of days. Yeah. Because I also had it in Hermosillo. But I don't know if you can see this. They have a collaboration here with Outer Range in Colorado.
Nice.
And I texted Shawnee from Colorado. I said, hey, this is something maybe, this is cool. She's like, oh, yeah. They also have a location in France.
La Osita?
No.
Outer Range has a location in France.
Because and then look, it says Colorado, Francia.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Cool. So they're in that EU.
Yeah.
So easy.
So I did not have the candy cane pastry stout. I hope I did not.
That was their collab?
No.
Oh.
They was straight pale ale. I just drank the IPAs. I didn't have the. If you traveling and then I'm eating.
Who knows
stuff,
what? Yeah.
I didn't want to at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night because their culture goes late and hard.
10 o'clock is an early time to get home, much less go to bed.
Yeah. Like most people don't eat until 7 or 8 or 9.
Right. So at 10, 11, 12, you can see little kids running around.
Sometimes. I was out on a Sunday and they're
wild.
Kids out in the street with their parents.
Get that mid-afternoon siesta?
I did not.
Oh.
Traveling,
Beat yourself up.
Yeah, they say they have a siesta culture there. I didn't really notice any shops closed or anything like that. I also think it's depending on the season, probably. And in Madrid being a larger city and also not as warm a city. I don't know. So, that would be the place I would recommend. They're way more craft-centric than anything else I saw.
Cool.
So, anything else?
Write that down, people. If you're going to Madrid, go to La Osita.
Yeah.
Looks like that's a big town square.
Oh, this one?
No?
Oh, just late night.
Okay.
I don't know. When I was walking, I did a lot of walking. I went to this place called the Wanderlust. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go in there and see something.
Receta de Wanderlust.
It is more clubby than not, as you can see by the multicolored blues and pinks. Lights.
Is that you or is that Brenda in the first picture?
That is this. No.
Down.
Yeah.
The person's face. Yeah. No.
What?
I don't know how to describe it. Is that a picture of Brenda or no?
No.
Okay, good.
No, but I got a Lagunitas.
Oh. Look at that.
And
American craft beer.
I texted Ben.
Dutch craft beer.
Yeah, well, so I had it. I just noticed randomly a couple weeks ago, someone said, oh, yeah, it's completely different formulation over there. And I'd have to agree because because it's not as aggressively hopped, and I would have to agree. Now, did I favor that or not? I don't know. It was late at night. I was in literally something that resembled a club, and I just wanted. I'm like, all right, I saw it. I'm gonna put one down and text Ben. So that was interesting.
Cool. Dig it.
Other than that, sardines, smoked fish.
Yeah.
Dogs in pubs and restaurants.
Oh, I love it.
Look at that. Romanesque, see? Or Gothic, see? See the ribs on the arches? Yeah. So go for the food, go for the wine, go for the hospitality, see the sights.
Enjoy beer if you see it.
Yeah. If you're on that, if you want, I went to a bullfighting ring. There was no bullfighting. I don't think it's the season. I think it's all mostly in the summer on Sundays. I would have had to have made an ethical decision about whether I want to go see that. Part of me says yes, part of me says no. But Ernest Hemingway wrote Death in the Afternoon. It is a non-fictional book about all aspects of bullfighting. So it's a good little listen on your transatlantic flight. Tells you all about the culture of it.
Cool.
That's the bullfighting ring. I got to stand in the bullfighting ring. Let's do a little.
The cape.
Let's do a little video.
The cape that stands on its own.
Yeah. You know,
oh yeah. Twirly twirly.
Yeah.
Shaky twirly.
Yeah. This other one I actually almost fell over because I stepped on the cape.
Well, I mean, it's a hazard of their occupation.
Yeah. I mean, but everywhere, these shanks of ham just hanging up.
Pork shanks rolling
aging.
Everywhere. I love it. Looks great.
So this is Estrella Dam. They had an IPA, a Mediterranean IPA. I have no idea what that means. It was kind of blah. It was clean.
Yeah.
You know,
good.
It was
good.
It was also sold out at this market the first night I went. So the next night,
okay. So people are drinking whatever it is. That's good.
Yeah.
More ham.
Yeah, and this is where is?
Oh my goodness, religious artifacts.
Yeah, this is Saint Teresa.
Woo. Is there a picture of the finger? Like, are you allowed to take a picture of the finger?
You are not.
I wouldn't think so.
No,
they didn't tell you
this is the wall in Avila. So.
Whoa, that is impressive.
So it's been in
gosh.
many movies. I don't know if I can list them all, but the one I remember is the Rutger Hauer movie. I don't know, whatever. Yeah,
there can be only one.
Oh yeah, the aqueduct. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Roman aqueduct.
Very freaking cool.
Yeah, giant.
Oh man, Bonnie's coworker from Madrid arrived today, and they were supposed to go meet tomorrow and have a little happy hour afterwards and everything, but it got canceled because they were super busy.
I thought I was going to miss this person because you were saying you're going and they were coming. They came later.
I know what happened to me.
Oh yeah, we went.
You did miss her because you don't know her, so
we went to this. This was in Segovia,
and I don't know her.
In Alcazar, which is a
that's crazy. Wow,
this was the
beautiful castle,
one that was designed around Sleeping Beauty, or Sleeping Beauty was designed around this castle. And this is the castle, by the way, where Isabella provided money to Columbus to explore America. Yeah, so kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
no wire transfers back then.
No.
Had to hand you money.
So part of the Moorish influence to the Spanish language is every Spanish word that starts out AL is rooted in Arabic. So there you go. Small world, right? I think we're done here. Yeah. So that's Spain.
And there's the airplane window.
If you want more of a more craft beer, in my limited experience, go to Barcelona. They have a lot more craft beer stores, and they have at least one brewery that was the brewery of the year after This Arizona Wilderness was the brewery of the year according to Beer Advocate.
Cool.
Was it Beer? No, Rate Beer. No, what was the one? That's
Beer Advocate, I think.
No.
Did Rate Beer get absorbed by beer? I don't know, man.
Rate Beer. It was Rate Beer.
Perfect.
It was Rate Beer. So there's that brewery there, and I don't even remember the name, but I know I went there and beers were pretty good and all that stuff.
Not on this trip though.
No.
Nope.
No. So
then you came back.
Yeah, and I've been to 3 countries now, and I didn't use any of their currency, just all credit cards. So it did. As we'll talk about, it did bite me in the ass this trip.
Sorry.
The not having actual cash.
Yeah. So, on your next trip, it bit you in the ass. Yeah.
But
why don't you just go on to that next trip, man?
I don't know. I just wanted to state that I had a couple days here. We talked.
We had a couple days here.
Talked to the
and then he left.
I'm drinking beer. I'm drinking the beer that I got the other day last week. I got this. This is Pinseeker Pilsner, and it is all about the Masters tournament. They have a Masters theme green hat with. I don't know. I don't know anything about golf.
That was last weekend. But
I know. No, it was it was a couple days ago.
Yeah, yesterday. Maybe, I don't know.
They have. I was like, oh, what's on here? Like starfish and wedges of manchego cheese. I don't know. It's pimento cheese sandwiches. I don't know what the other thing is. Do you know anything about?
I know
Masters?
nothing about the Masters.
You've
I
seen
know
that,
that
though.
they doesn't someone
What does that
get
look
a
like to you?
jacket? That looks like starfish.
I think it's a
I don't know what's something.
azalea or something.
And that's on the bottom of the hat.
Yeah.
Got it. And I needed some context. I thought it was like
Yeah.
a chair. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got some beers from Rent House.
Yeah.
Saw
Thank you for
Gravy
that.
the Brew House Cat. Gravy.
Okay.
So, and you're drinking.
I'm drinking Black Caddis, a porter from Wren House.
This is a Pilsner from Phoenix Beer Co., and you're drinking Black Caddis.
Yeah, I chose the porter over the IPAs because I wanted to change things up a little bit. It's good. It's nice. Gorgeous can. Yeah. Okay, so while you were in Spain, what did I do? Nothing.
Come on.
Look. Not much.
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, we should take a break. Let's
Great.
take a little break.
Taking a break.
He says pure chaos. Okay. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
We didn't move. It's great though. So what I did that weekend was we were in Tucson, and then you left on Friday, and I stayed through Saturday. Did some postering and coastering on Saturday. Met up with a gentleman who came in town from Spokane just for the Baja Beer Fest. Couldn't get out of his trips, and since we had to postpone and reschedule, I hung out with him, and we did a little tour de Tucson.
I went to some place in Spokane called the Viking or something like that. John Lane knew about it, told me about it. Brenda was on one of these trips. In fact, she was in Bangkok, and her mother had some health problems, and I had to get a hold of her, and she had to fly back. We couldn't get her back directly to Phoenix, so somehow she flew. Oh, it wasn't Phoenix. Her mom was in Missoula, so was she going to land in Seattle, Spokane? I flew to Spokane, rented a car, and waited. And for some reason, she was going to get to Spokane. So, I had a lot of time. So I literally drove on every street in Spokane. Because what else am I going to do?
I don't know how big Spokane is.
And then I went to the Viking.
Seems interesting. It's a lot of driving, maybe.
Every major street. I didn't drive on every residential suite. That would be weird, wouldn't it?
That still seems like a lot. That's okay. Great. Let's see. Then you got back on Thursday. Oh my God.
Yeah, we had a lengthier issue.
Yeah.
I was in Philadelphia for a while. Had some,
But
craft
only
beer.
in the airport.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. They remodeled, but whenever we used to fly through Philadelphia, like 4 out of 5 times when if I fly through Philadelphia, I'm not staying there. So there's a club, there's a watercolor of some part of Philadelphia. I take a picture of like, great to be back in Philly. Miss you. Take the picture of the same.
There was one time when I was on a layover in Philly.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of time.
Yeah.
This isn't exactly true. I want to keep everything anonymous to protect the innocent. I decided it would be a cool idea to jump in a cab and go to Hofbrau House.
Yeah.
And I did that.
Yeah.
And then it took a long time to get back to the airport.
Yeah.
It took way longer than it took to get there. And I'm pretty sure I was the last person on the plane. Like I barely made it.
Yeah.
That was not the wisest thing, but
I'm having stress
cool
right now
place.
thinking about it.
It's a cool place though.
Yeah. So when I was in the lounge, some guy next to me started asking me questions and asked if I lived there. He was from North Carolina, but he asked me about AI because that was what he does, I guess, for a living. And he asked me if I ever used AI, and I was like, well, a little bit. And then I'm like, I told him all the things that we have tried it out with and what we're perhaps going to use it for. So that was super interesting. I think he was expecting like no. And I told him like, we use it. I've been using it to see if we can use it to write the notes from the transcript. It's very, as if you ever read the notes.
Phoenix, Phenix.
Yeah. It's very weird. Like Chat GPT, I tell it like, hey, I'm going to give you this in 3 parts because there's a character limit. Don't do anything until I give you all 3 parts. And like probably 50% of the time it doesn't listen to me. And I say,
It just goes.
yeah. And it just this last one, it started making stuff up. I'm like,
No one said anything like that.
yeah. It's like, you gave me a recap and none of this was in here just because I caught a keyword and thought these were good topics that we discussed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we did not discuss this. So then I took it over to Gemini to see how it would do. And it did a little better. But
So are you using Chat 3.5?
I don't know what I'm using.
You don't pay for it.
No.
So 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
there's 2 other ones I'm going to try, but I switched to Gemini just to get it done. Anyway, I told him, that, and he showed me the AI video stuff that I showed you. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny though. He's like, I don't think he thought I had any idea. And I was like, oh yeah, I use it for this.
Right. Do you like being the smartest guy in the room? Oh, so I used Google's AI test kitchen to make some stickers.
Yeah, saw that.
Which should be delivered tomorrow to take to Vegas for CBC.
So you took the design and handed it off to Sticker Mule?
Yeah, a different company, but yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I took the design, I modified it a little bit because, I wanted to put the Guild logo in somewhere that made sense and clean it up. And then, yeah. So we'll see those tomorrow. Hooray.
And if you noticed in the last 2, because there's always a need for maybe some post-show commentary, especially. So the last couple of weeks, I was like, hey, this is 2-part. I really don't want to, in the middle of the night when I'm editing this, get on a mic. And so I'm going to continue to try different voiceover services. I just type in the stuff. I pick a character. You can really screw around with it. You can have it emphasize things more or less, but we're checking those out. I don't think there's a reason for this show to have it, but you never know.
Yeah. So let's talk about the rest.
Oh yeah. So
So you get home
Yeah.
after a little bit of tripping over the feet and stuff.
Yeah.
Took longer than you hoped. Get home.
Yeah. Got back on a plane the next day.
I got home in time for us to head down to Tucson to do our one of our quarterly meetings at Barrio.
No, that was before I went to.
What?
We went to Tucson. I left for Madrid.
Oh.
And then we got back to the office.
Yes.
We had a grand time.
We
It was
did.
Wonderful. You praised me and told me how cool I was, and you still owe me $100 from that poker game we played.
Perfect.
Damn it. You don't remember. No, I'm just making that up. Since you had amnesia
Those
about this, I
poker games.
thought I just, anyway. Yeah, I was invited. We were invited, but I had the means. I mean, it's a 6-hour drive. We could driven to, but to the Desierto Sonora Beer Festival,
Right.
which is something that the breweries there, specifically now, because I think they sort of took control over it because it was
Someone else is running it.
It was like a restaurant guild, he called it. Anyway, it's now under the brewery's control. They have a competition now with it too. They moved it from February during our beer week to this time frame. And so that way maybe we can do more. They're able to participate, maybe bring some breweries up and vice versa. Maybe I'll tell people about my experience there and see how if it fits in together. So
this weekend on Saturday,
yes,
you flew down to Hermosillo.
yeah, flew in the morning. Luis Osuna, who's been on our show, recorded something a while back. So if you want to look that up, you can understand what Buki Bichi is about and how long they've been involved in the planning for their breweries in Mexico, the problems they had, how they've decided several years ago to explore the U.S. market, how Tucson is the closest, largest city to Hermosillo, even if you include, Mexico, because Mexico is vast, it's large, and has a lot of different regions, just like we
It's
do.
even bigger than Texas.
Yeah. They're close to the sea, too. I had some seafood there. I had pulpo. I had more octopus. Wonderful. So he picked me up from the airport. I'm like, oh, this is unexpected. This is cool. And he drove me around, showed me all of their locations. Well, 3 out of the 4. Went to the production brewery. Met Damien, and Herman, who was...
on the show also?
were they on the show?
Mm-hmm.
They were here, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And had lunch and took me back to my Airbnb. And I said, I'm just going to lay down for a while. I took a nap. The thing started at 4:30 or 5. I don't know. I didn't leave until like 7 or 7:30.
It was still going on when you got there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
And I walked because I like to walk the city. I walked. I tried to check out a brewery called Lucky Monkey. And I got there and I'm like, there's really nothing here. Yeah.
Huh.
Turns out they still are brewing, but they don't have their front of the house space any longer because they were at the festival.
Gotcha.
And I went to La Ruina, and they're kind of in this like food truck fair area. They have a booth, and they also have a freestanding restaurant. I didn't see the brewing equipment. I didn't go inside. They just had a separate patio. They had a band, but they only had one of their beers on it. It just had their pale ale. They had like 5 offerings that they were all, I don't know.
Already kicked?
I don't know.
Mr. Late?
There was.
I don't know how beer festivals worked.
Well, no. This was at
at their location.
At their location on my walk there. And I was like introduced to those guys at the festival, and Luis brought it up. I'm like, I didn't really know if I needed to talk about this.
I wasn't trying to slam anyone.
No, right. Because but essentially, I think their restaurant bar, like when I got there, everyone was watching this band. There were a lot of bottles of things that weren't their beer, and so I don't know. And I don't want to speculate, but Luis did say something like that is a thing where you have different operations and their focus isn't the same. And that's kind of what the constant problem is,
right,
for those kinds of things. Because you don't have to know everything in this industry, especially the restaurant side. You just have to get good partners. And I think since craft beer is kind of new, it's something that they're still working through.
Sure.
But I got to the festival, and it was outside of a arena in a parking lot. And, the sun had already gone down, so I didn't have to deal with that because it was a little bit warmer than I wanted it to be. And the sun is even more intense that far south. So that was good. But they all had it was all lit up with their, with regular lights. But a lot of them had, these lit up round signs. It was kind of cool. I don't know. I probably had 25, 30 breweries there. And so there's an admission
lighting
fee.
can be so fun, and all of our events are during the day, so we don't really do a lighting thing. But I remember when I was going to festivals in the evening that I would bring lighting and try to make it fun.
I mean, I guess we could
talk
a little bit about that. I think we have ours at a certain time so that people can eat right after or go home, and if they want to go out after that.
Yeah.
But
we don't want to be the last stop of the day.
no, not really. I think more people would be encouraged to do more later night drinking if we sent them out at 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock. This thing goes from like 5 till 2 in the morning.
Yowza.
Yeah. So that is a lot of hours. And the second thing is you pay an admission fee, but they sell you much cheaper drinks or beers, but they're 12 to 16 ounce beers. And I'm like, I don't know how you sample a lot of different places, with that kind of situation. So, they sell them. So that is brewery revenue, but I don't know how it maths out. Like, does that come close to recouping anything? I don't know. 2 or 3 seem to be $2 or $3 a shot. I have to look. My peso to dollars.
$2 or $3 for a 12 to 16 ounce beer.
Yeah, because you're paying $25 to get in.
Yeah, sure.
Or something like that. 20.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't do the math on this.
It's all right.
And also, I don't know how. That's maybe why it's so long. Like, you want a bunch of people to come and go.
I would think, yeah. I mean, no one feels the need to be there for the whole time.
No.
9 hours?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a different expectation. So I don't know. I know that that's not just that festival. Mm-hmm. I hear this about other festivals in Mexico.
Okay.
And it's.
Hey, I like a festival where you can go during a long period of time and use your tickets up and leave and feel good about it. And other people come later if they got something else going on that day. I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of man hours though. So.
It sure is, especially for the breweries. I mean, it's long enough for the organizers, but the breweries, they definitely have multiple shifts.
Yeah. You know what else Luis told me? That he owns part of the basketball team.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember the name. Oh, the Hermosillo Rays. Or the Lightning Bolts.
Oh.
Yeah. So I looked at their store. I'm gonna get an R hat with a lightning bolt.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
So that's like your name.
That's
Rob.
why, yeah.
Yeah.
And
all right.
I bought a Hermosillo baseball jersey at the airport.
Of course. It was Saturday when you got there, and then it was Sunday when you left.
It was, yeah.
What went down Sunday?
Nothing.
Nothing. You just got up late, made your way to the airport, and zipped down home.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't. No. So I left the festival at 1-ish. Walked, found a park with, I don't know, 9, 10 Sonoran hot dog stands. And I'm
That
like,
sounds fun.
it was. And I was like, oh, cool. There's literally the park is a Wi-Fi zone. So I'm like, oh, cool. So like,
Right on.
nobody had any way to accept a charge card. So
And you had no.
I had no charge card.
Cash
So
money.
I was asking him like, oh, is there anywhere to get an ATM? Nobody knew. And then some guy says like, I'll buy you one. I'm like, okay. So I gave him some.
I'll trade you this.
gave him
this
some-
baseball jersey.
I didn't buy it at that point. No, he'd have to give me like 100 hot dogs at that price. I gave him one of our pins because I had it on me and a sticker.
Yeah.
It was well worth it for me.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. The things I was struck at were with they were super excited to have me there, or anybody who is not on their radar, to be interested. I didn't have anything that I thought was a bad beer. I mean, they were all pretty good beers, and I drank Pilsners and I drank some IPAs. I got to sample a couple of the contest winners because they had some of them at one of the breweries. All very good beers, and that I shall refer to my pictures.
There's Luis.
Yeah. These are the awards. They're like wood.
Bomb.
Yeah. So interesting. Oh yeah, but here's, they're all lit up. They got signs.
Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah. And they had, how I was talking about the jamon that's thin sliced and aged? They had that for beef because that area of Hermosillo is known for their beef. And if you go to the airport there, you can buy steaks and all this other stuff, but don't.
You can buy steaks at the airport to take with you if you'd like.
Yeah, but don't, because you have to declare those at the border. I mean, you can probably lie about it, but you don't want to do that.
Hey, there's a police car. Does it say to protect and serve on it?
I don't know.
Ah, man.
I don't know. What was I looking for?
Why'd you
my
take the
photos.
picture of the police truck? You just thought it was great.
I always do when I'm
It's a big smile.
when I'm out kind of lit up. I'll take a picture of a police car for sure with me in it. Yeah, this is the basketball stadium. Oh, they had lucha libre. This ring was outside, and they immediately gave credit to Phoenix Beer Co. for singing it strong beer. And what he told me was he's like, we have a band here, we have this wrestling, and people were really excited about it because that area, that is more of a Mexico City thing. They do not have this kind of Mexican wrestling in Hermosillo.
Oh, wow.
But literally, when he said it, when we were coming in, we watched a little bit, and other people from the brewery were there, and I could hear them saying, blah, 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 Spanish, Phoenix Beer Co. So they were giving them credit for it. It was
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. So they thought it was great. I don't know. There's the wrestling. What was I looking for? I was looking for a picture. There's the Ruin Brewery. Yeah. Oh, my Airbnb. Oh my God. 5 keys to get in. 2 for the courtyard gate, outside screen door, interior door,
Yeah.
and then top lock, bottom lock, different keys for the Airbnb door, and then 1 for my bedroom. And I'm like, you're damn right I'm locking this door now because you gave me the fucking key for all. I'm
Wow.
not that I felt particularly, I don't know. I know
That's a
that
lot.
if we traveled there together with our wives, we would not stay in that neighborhood or there. That's all I'll say.
And how
it was
much?
very
Rob,
clean.
how much was your Airbnb?
$60. Yeah,
All in $60, including your tip for the cleaning people.
everything. But even the Hampton Inn there was like
It was
80
less than
80
that.
bucks.
And you insisted on leaving extra cash.
It
Goodbye. Good job. Good job.
was clean. It was very clean.
Excellent.
Just wasn't my jam. I don't know, like the whole both trips. It's like, if you just try a little harder to try to communicate or go the extra step or show your appreciation, like people, both these countries, very friendly. So I don't know, like if you put the vibe out there and I think you'll enjoy more of the people and the culture if you just, try to speak a little Spanish. And I didn't speak as much as I wanted to because they didn't even give me the opportunity. They went,
They already jumped all over helping.
yeah. So you might just get a free hot dog.
Would you like to hear about my Saturday?
I would, because you had told me that you were going to go do one thing and then you did something else. But
I was going to
once again, you went for the more opportunities.
Yes, I was going to go down to Dragoon for their 12th anniversary.
Yep.
And decided I just had been in Tucson so much I did not want to take another 3+ hours driving to Tucson and back. So I decided to spend my Saturday at several of the Arizona beer occasions happening on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I started over at Wren House Sud Hall in Ahwatukee
Right.
and experienced their Spellbinder Day.
Yes.
Got there, saw a bunch of people I knew, were excited to have
I got a
Spellbinder.
can of the New Zealand stuff. We drank that on Friday.
I did. So when I said, I don't know which one to have, she said, oh, you should have that one. And I said, oh, I had that yesterday. Let's do the original. Because I'm only going to have one. Like, I have a lot to do.
Yeah,
I can't have more than one. They had little plastic.
She's like, you didn't have this yesterday. It just got released. But
Yeah.
whatever, dude.
No. She was like, oh, that's cool.
Okay.
And she knows me.
Oh, okay.
Plastic cup that said Spellbinder with the temperature changing plastic.
I wonder where they saw that from.
Well, it was like the tumbler, not the mug thing, but it was cool. Everyone's walking around with all these different colored cups. Yeah, fun. Bonnie and my son were there. Then we went to.
I just want to say, I was referencing the fact that we had those color changing cups at Wickenburg Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Then we went to Huss.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that to you.
No.
I had a gift
There's
card.
no secrets here, Andrew.
I had a gift card I decided to use. So we went in and we had some Huss beer. I had a 10 ounce and we got
At the tap room.
At the tap room.
Yeah.
And we got some beer to go. Because I had to get to Kiwanis Park.
Yeah.
So if you exit at Elliott,
Yeah.
you go over.
Oh,
so
very efficient.
easy. Yeah, very efficient. Then we went to Kiwanis Park where Ash Springfest was. So cool. So many different, really nice beers, different styles than you usually see. They had their kegerator up there with the 8 different things. They had a Grodziski. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Grodziski on. That was delicious. I had that twice. All the food. And they did their award ceremony.
Yeah.
They had an open that anyone in any homebrew club in the country could enter. And I think they had about 2/3 out-of-state entries. They just had a ton of entries come from out of state.
2/3.
Yeah.
So 2 out of every 3 beers that were entered were from out of state.
I think that's what they said, yeah.
That's crazy.
Right.
There's probably not as many competitions anymore.
Could be what it is.
Huh.
And it's certified. So
Right.
that was fun. Johan, our buddy from Phoenix Magazine, was there.
Yeah.
Then we went to Steel Cactus Brewing Company because I'm
Brady had never
making
been
sure. Well, yeah, but I'm not sure if we went there or we went to Wood Notes first. I don't know. So we went to Steel Cactus. We said hi to them. We had a beer. I think the three of us shared it because we were literally just dropping in to show him this brewery in the neighborhood that he didn't know existed.
Brady.
My son. And then we went to the Woodnote Cellar for Arizona Wilderness, which is just a little bit away from their main brewery taproom location.
Right.
They open it once a month, the second Saturday of each month for people to come in. They also sometimes have special events there, and their mug club gets to go once a month and hang out and do special release parties and things like that.
Right.
We're not in the mug club, but we went and chilled. Each had a nice beer. I had an Orval because they were finishing off some leftovers that they had from Orval Day.
Right.
It was cool to be there. Saw some nice people. Then we went to Hair of the Dog.
Great. They had an anniversary?
They did. 3rd-year anniversary at Hair of the Dog. Called my mom and dad, said, hey, meet us there.
Yeah.
They did.
Okay.
Guess what happened? We all talked and had beers. It was nice. We saw Randy, the owner. Took a picture with him because my daughter's speech and debate coach. So it's always nice to see him again.
What?
Yes, this is true.
Wow, what a weird connection.
Yeah. And yeah, that was it. Then we went back to the Casa. It was a long day, but really cool.
Well, you had way more beer variety than I did. Well, no, that's not true. I was thinking about Spain, but yeah. Good to get around though, huh?
Yeah, good to get around. Got to see a lot of people we haven't seen in a while. Take some pictures. It was nice.
Great. And
also, you can embrace the community. When you see these people, you're like, this is why I love it.
My community is just in a different spot.
Yes, correct.
Hermosillo. I really am. I'm excited for the opportunity maybe to bring a few breweries down there and see what happens. So the Hermosillo is a sister city with Phoenix. We have the Prague dinner coming up, which is sold out, but the day is available. The menu and some of the beers, or all the beers, that's the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got off the phone with one of our allied members from Cask Canning, who does cans for 3 or 4 of our bigger breweries here, and they're Calgary. So like we could probably, I think the thing for us to do after this event is like propose 2 of those cities coming here to do some collaborations or something like that.
Yeah, amazing.
That would be fun. I in Hermosillo, I met some of the attaché to the consular general from the United States. Beer drinking dude. I have to look him up and see if there's a way that we can understand how commerce will move between our countries. So
we are also planning right now our trip to Craft Brewers Conference in Vegas.
Yeah.
This won't be out before that, so we can say we're planning it. But there is the Czech Embassy.
This will air
the week after.
It'll air the day that we're coming back.
Yeah. So the Czech Embassy is doing a big blowout party. So we're going to be part of that. Check by the booth. Drop by the Czech booth. Talk to them because their ag department does like doing some investing in collaboration beers between American and Czech Republic breweries. So that's cool. We'll get to do that amongst the other 1,000 things we have planned. I took a little survey, and it appears that we have 94 people from Arizona that are going to be heading to Las Vegas for a Craft Brewers Conference this year. That's pretty cool. And after we get back, we'll be return on the 25th. On the 27th is our evening in Prague, but it's also opening day, friends and family, for Pinnacle Brewing Company in Scottsdale.
Ah.
Wyatt, the head brewer and main, it's a family-run brewery, but he's the part of the family that's doing most of the stuff, has been very active in the guild, asking me a lot of questions, coming to our meetings, and just making sure that he's getting all the info and sharing with other people as much as possible. So that's pretty amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I just had someone ask me about that.
We have something to look forward to when we get back from,
right. And then it's our Baja Fest.
Then Baja is the following Saturday.
Yeah.
Get your tickets now.
Do that, please. Buy early, buy often.
Bring friends.
Well, great. I think we have enough to collapse this into an episode.
Thank goodness.
It's good to be back, but then I know we'll be on the road again. You're going to actually be driving, and I'm going to be flying up. I somewhere that weekend we have something going on at the Grass Clippings Tempe Rolling Hills Golf Course with the shop. We have, if you're into golf, there might be an opportunity for you to see that place probably reimagined for the first time because the Grass Clipping folks have taken it over, and they're going to be adding lights to that golf course.
Big part of their business is night golf.
And bringing more people to the golf course.
And night golf just makes sense in Arizona, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's so hot.
So I'll be doing that. That's the reason why I'm getting a late start to CBC and why I will miss what I thought was going to be this grand trip through Arizona.
Yeah. I'm going to leave a little early and head up to Flagstaff because I have a talk to give at NAU for some students. It's called a Pathways program. Tell them about your career in hospitality. So give a little talk that. And
so it's actually more personal.
Right.
Okay. Because like every time I've been asked to do something, it's more general, but it's personal. Oh, so you have a lot to say. I mean, because you don't have to dwell exclusively on the beer side. You have an entire life.
I wrote a whole bio about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Neat. And then I will be taking that epic journey across northern Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that epic. It's a pretty short journey.
You can go to Kingman and Havasu.
I'm going to drop down to Chino Valley since I've never been there.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
That's Friday. Very excited about it.
Look out for antelope.
Will do.
There is antelope in that part of Arizona.
Keep my eyes open. Hopefully I'll find one. Maybe I can pull off the road and camp next to one.
I don't know how cuddly they are. They are hooved animals after all.
They do jumping. I've seen that on like YouTube or something.
Right on. I'm out of beer.
Me too.
This is not a beer podcast. This is not a...
It's not a beer podcast. It's a podcast about beer.
Yeah. Cheers.